Hey guys, today I want to talk about how I retired at 55. I'm doing a couple of videos today because like I said, I'm trying to get ahead. I told you that the other day. We might be going away for a few days, so I just want to get a little bit ahead. So the past couple of days I've been busy researching and writing down notes and stuff. And this is one of the videos I've done this one before, I think way back. I think it's time to kind of refresh it, do it again so some newbies can see it. And I want to talk about how I retired at 55. I went through a divorce at about, I think it was about 50. And when I was going through that divorce, it was tough. It was really, really tough on me. It kind of hit me really, really hard. Gave me a good swift kick in the groin. You guys know what I'm talking about. And it left me in a really bad spot. I was still going through, as I was going through my divorce, I was really worried about my retirement account because she could have took half, and she was trying to take more than her share, more than her half through her attorney. She was really trying to grab that, but I was afraid that, and when we finally came to an agreement, she left it out. So I was really thankful for that because it left me something that I could work on, okay? If she had taken half of that, I probably would have had to work till 65 or 67. And I had always vowed to myself that I was going to retire at an early age, at 55. It would have been really hurtful to me and probably would have just emotionally killed me. You know, would have killed me inside. I didn't really want to work another 10, 15 years. There was no way in hell I was going to do that. I just couldn't do it. You know, I think that probably would have killed me earlier. Just the stress of having to work those extra years and stuff, knowing that I had planned and done everything. But even though I was set behind the eight ball a little bit at age 50, I had a little bit of debt because I had gone through the divorce. I had to work through it. I had to pay off that debt. I set a budget to the point where I had my food, my rent. I kept my rent really low. I stayed at an Airbnb. Okay, I made a deal with the lady there. She was treating me really, really good. I took care of her. She took care of me. And I had a great place, great room. I had a kitchen. I had a living room, cable, Wi-Fi. And I think I was paying about $550 a month, somewhere around there. It was really, really cheap, okay? And I lived there for a long time. And I had great roommates there. We're all kind of in the same predicament. We're all savers because we had one guy from Vietnam. He was saving to go back home and get married. We had an Indian guy who had his wife here. No, he had his wife. Yeah, he had his wife here, but she lived somewhere else, and he was working up there. So he was saving to go back to New Jersey or something like that. And then we had other people pass through the house at different levels and different times, and they were all kind of savers too. So we always had talks and stuff, or sometimes we'd share food or whatever, and it's kind of interesting. And I learned how to really budget. I was living on probably about $40 a week, about $40 a week for groceries, which was really, really good. And I ate pretty good. I ate steak. I had things like that. I had steak. I had chicken. I was finding places where I could get little strip steaks, the breakfast steak. So at least I was having a steak once in a while. And I'd cook it, and I'd have some onions and baked potato with it. You know, meals I liked. You know, I had mixed vegetables with it. Maybe a roll. You know, I get one of those Pillsbury things that you crack open and it looks like it's exploding with the dough. I'd have one of those and bake some nice rolls or something. Have those over the next few days. I just learned to cut back. I counted every nickel coming into the house, all my overtime. It all went right off to savings and paying off debt. What I did was I broke down my debt so that it would be paid off 1 month before I left. Everything would be done. It took a long time to do this. It took those 5 years. On weekends, I was working doing security work. I was working meant to make extra money to pay off those bills. Even on my security job, I was getting overtime on occasion. I'd ask them for extra work. I was working at CVS. I was doing that. I was getting overtime at my other job. I was working always. And it was hard. It wasn't easy. It took a lot out of you. But the hope of retiring at 55 and being able to relax helped me a lot. So you have to push through everything to get there. Don't get negative. Stay positive. That's a big key. A lot of people, they don't stay positive. They let anything get them down. The car breaks down, something like that. I planned on having a little bit of emergency money for if something happens with the car, oil changes. I put that in my budget. I'd put so much a month away for car repairs, things like that. When I got to the end, that extra money went into my emergency fund. Insurance. I tried to cut back and shop around for insurance, see what I could get on insurance, savings. It pays to shop in whatever state you're in, because there's tons of insurance savings you can do out there. But when you're out there, guys, and you're trying to get over here to the Philippines, and you want to get over here, and I know a lot of you guys back home keep saying, well, Steve, I got another 5 years left, or I got another 10 years left, or I got 2 years left, or what have you. Assess everything. Get that whiteboard up. Start writing everything down that you need to do to come here. What do you need for savings? Start planning everything out. Start looking and see what you're going to get from your pensions. How much you're going to get from everything in your income. Assess it. See what you're going to have and say, can I live on that? Can I live like Steve says in the Philippines? You could take $1,000 budget or $1,500 or the sweet spot budget, $2,000 to $3,000. Look at that and say, am I going to be happy? Because whatever you decide to come over here on, you're kind of stuck with that. Social Security, yeah, it'll go up a little bit each year, but we don't know if that's going to be there forever. And things could happen. Do I think it's going to be there forever? I hope to God it will be. But I see the way the governments are working today. I'm not so sure about that. Some of our money might be gone. For some of us, it might all be gone. The way things are going, who knows? I think the world's prepping itself for a big kick in the belly. It's really not going to be a fun thing in another 5 years. I'm not looking forward to the next 5 years of what's going to happen to the U.S. Because, you know what? It is going to affect me over here. It is going to affect us over here as expats. You can believe that or not, and not think and turn put the blinders up and say, no, the United States will be fine. I'm not thinking that. Because I've been in the United States for a long time. I've never seen the country and the mess that it's in right now. So take a look and see what you think. But whatever you do, make sure you prepare. Prepare for coming over here. Like I said, emergency funds, startup funds. You might want to have like an extra fund just for whatever. For some things that you want to do maybe when you get over here, for hobbies, to start up a good hobby or start up a shop over here. Or maybe you like carpentry or something like that. Maybe you want to do something for yourself over here. Buy a boat or buy a sailboat over here. Make sure you have your dream in place when you get ready to come here. At whatever age it is. Even if it's not 55, if it's 60 or 65. It's okay. You still got to be prepared, okay? Be prepared and you'll be all set. One thing that helped me the most over here was being prepared, being prepped. Spending 5 years prepping. Every weekend when I was sitting in the car at my security job on weekends, because that was my part-time job. My regular job, I worked as a school safety officer at the school. Every weekend, I would be sitting in that car, prepping, writing. When I wasn't doing my job, I was sitting there doing it. At night, I had lots of time to sit there and do things. And I could be talking to my girlfriend, planning things on the phone, on Messenger. In the Philippines, we'd be talking back and forth. I had everything to the T. Every penny was planned. I learned how much I would make with overtime. I knew what times of the year I would get extra overtime. All that was written in months in advance because I had that extra time. I didn't waste my time sitting in a car, listening to the radio or watching movies. Occasionally I would, because you got to take a break. But I mean, most of the time I planned. That's what helped me the most. Planning. If you guys plan, you'll be all set. Anyway, guys, I just want to put that out there because I think that's really, really key to coming over here, is having a good plan. God bless, guys. And have a whiteboard. That's really important. Have a little whiteboard to write notes on what you got to do, how much you got to save. Have a clipboard. Start writing your budgets down there. Start doing them ahead. Start planning how much money you think you're going to get. Are you going to get sick time when you leave your job? Are you going to get vacation time when you leave your job? Figure it out. Times that by your pay. Minus off the taxes. You'll know that you're going to get that when you leave your job. There's a lot of little surprises out there sometimes when you leave municipal jobs or certain jobs, because you have all that sick time. You have things coming to you when you leave a job that you've worked at for a long time. Most state jobs, municipal jobs, federal jobs, and even some companies, they have all this stuff that comes to you in the end. Just pay attention to that. It's a big addition to your savings for your retirement. God bless, guys. Take care.